everybody to our first, actually our pilot program of Cooking with Tony. This series, we hope it to be a series, is sponsored by the Glacier Hills Foundation. I am Becky Paskowski, the Executive Director of the Foundation, and this is Tony Ayub, who is our cook today, but it's much more. He's going to prepare some delicious food for us today that you'll all be able to taste, and you have recipes in front of you. So please do welcome Tony and his assistant, Gail.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Becky mentioned, I'm going to be cooking today 5 flavors of hummus. And Gail Maiden is going to be my assistant. So we're going to start first with the plain virgin, which is considered the basic. It has a little bit extra garlic, okay? So for the garlic lovers, you're going to taste the garlic. And the other flavors, they're going to be kind of like additions. We're going to add some ingredients to the plain recipe to create different versions, okay? So we're going to start with the garlic plain hummus. So what do we need? First, the garlic. We need, the normal recipe calls for 3 cloves, but I'm going to make it a little bit garlicky, and I'm going to use 4. And we need 1 teaspoon salt. So once our garlic and salt got chopped properly, we need 2 cups of boiled chickpeas. So the chickpeas should be soaked 24 hours before, and it depends on the quantity of chickpeas. So basically every cup of dried chickpeas needs a teaspoon of baking soda. So the baking soda helps in making the softer. Exactly. So it should be 24 hours before, and before doing our mix, we have to boil the chickpeas. It takes maybe an hour of boiling the chickpeas. And we have to make sure to keep the boiling water, because sometimes in some of the recipes, our hummus is kind of thick, so we need to make it loose a little bit with the own boiling water, okay? So next, what I'm adding here is the tahini. So the tahini is the sesame seeds oil. I added 1/4 cup.
Wait, can everyone smell the garlic? Definitely smell the garlic.
It looks like we need a little bit more.
So now why are you adding more, Tony?
I'm adding more because the mix is a little bit running, so the tahini makes it thicker. And then I need 2 tablespoons lemon juice. Okay, so basically we put a little bit of olive oil. And here we go. Our first recipe is ready.
So now what would you do if it was too thick still?
If it's too thick, that's why I kept the boiling water of the chickpeas. So I will add a little bit of the boiling water. Or some people use ice cubes. So the ice cubes makes your hummus, the color is more like light. It turns to more white than the yellowish color. And if you can find in the market the organic chickpeas, it is a different taste and it's much better than the non-organic quality. I tried it before and it's really, it makes a difference when you use the organic one. As well, I have a tip by telling you not to use the chickpeas when it's too hot, because it gives you a different texture of mix and it will be too runny. So once you boil your chickpeas, let it sit a little bit for like 20 minutes. It gives you a better texture. So we sprinkle some chopped parsley for decoration, as well some of boiled chickpeas, and at the end some olive oil. So, and this is the first version of our garlicky plain hummus. So our second recipe is gonna be with the sun-dried tomato. So in front of you, we were planning on making the beets, but we could not get the beets on time, and they take time to get cooked, because when we use the beets, we use the beets paste. So they should be either roasted or boiled for at least like 3 hours in order to get the beets puree, and then it will be mixed with the hummus. So with the beets, you don't taste the beets, but the color is reddish color, okay? So we're gonna do the sun-dried tomato. So the same, we need, I have one here. It's gonna be the same as we started with our garlic. So I'm gonna put 4. So 4, And then salt, it's the same. It's a little bit weird using all the ingredients because when I do it at home, it's like I put stuff together, how it tastes, and
At the end.
at the end. At the end. So the recipe in front of you, it calls for 2 cups. I'm gonna make 3 cups. So like that, each one of you will have enough to taste. And one of the questions that I think Gail asked me last day when we were prepping for this session, if the chickpeas need to be like bleached to take the skin. So some people do, but it's a waste of time. You don't have to, once your chickpeas is soaked and boiled properly, you don't have to take the skin out. Yep. Not yet. I will wait until the end. So I'm going to add some tahini. And for the tahini, you can find it everywhere, but all depends on the brand. So I try to use a brand from back home, so from Dearborn. And it makes the difference because one time I tried to get like a brand done here in the United States and it didn't taste the same. So
how much did you add in there?
I added 1/4 cup three times,
Okay.
like 3/4 cups. And
This recipe's not on your sheet.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
how much lemon? 4.
And now what is this, Tony?
Lemon juice.
Four tablespoons of lemon juice, yeah.
Okay. Then we're gonna add some sun-dried tomato.
How much sun-dried tomato do you add?
It depends until I see the color. It's kind of like nice color.
This is what real chefs do. You never really measure. You just kind of add, right?
And we're gonna add some oil.
So where do you get your sun-dried tomatoes from, Tony?
It's from the kitchen here. So you can see the color is getting a little bit darker. And we need a little bit water here. Go.
You can see the nice color from the sun-dried tomatoes.
You want to give me a spoon for you to taste?
Oh.
You want to taste?
Go ahead. You're the chef. The chef must taste. Oh. I must taste. I'm not sure. Oh, it's good. It's good. Very good. So now, why is this so much better than what you can buy in the store, Tony?
Because everything is, there's no additive. And like in the store brand, if you see the ingredients, they don't put lemon juice. They use kind of like lemon powder or something to preserve it more. And there is a lot of other additive ingredients. So
this is healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put in enough dried tomatoes to get the color?
Yep. So it's like you have to see when the color turns a little bit reddish, so you stop putting sun-dried tomatoes. And honestly, all these flavors, I was not familiar with those flavors until I relocated to the United States. Because back home, the only flavors that we eat is the plain one. So it's a big no-no to do different flavors. And I was shocked when I moved here and there is the chocolate one, which is like, I was really like surprised, like chocolate hummus, which is a little bit weird, but it's too late now. Yeah, it's for you. And we put some olive oil on the top. So your olive oil on the top, basically, it preserves the top to get dry, and it stays kind of moist. It doesn't make this dry top. Okay, so this is the second one. So our third flavor is gonna be the avocado with basil. Thank you. So for this flavor, the avocado and basil, the lemon juice, we have to be careful not to add too much, because when I prepared my avocado, I put lemon juice already to preserve the color. Because if I didn't use lemon juice, my avocado will turn black. Okay, so the lemon juice preserves the color. Okay, so we're gonna start with the basic. So we have 3 cloves of garlic, and this recipe calls for some onion powder. So I did not put, I used only ½ teaspoon. And I know some people use a blender, not a food processor. It doesn't give you the same texture because the blender has a smaller blade and it doesn't mix properly your chickpeas. It's better to use a food processor. So in this recipe as well, if you cannot find the fresh basils, you can use the pesto, which is a mix of basil, olive oil, and pine nuts. Okay, but you have to be careful because there is already garlic in this mix, to reduce your garlic or not to use garlic, and it will be to taste. So I'm gonna use the fresh basils today, but first we will put the tahini. And you can always be creative with your flavors. So we gave you the recipe just as a reference, but it depends on how you like your mix to be. So you can reduce one item, make it more garlicky or more lemon juice. It depends on your palate. How do you like it?
So Tony, the longest part of the whole process is just soaking the beans and boiling them, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people use as well the canned,
Oh,
but it's different taste. It doesn't give you the same taste. Gonna use some avocado, which I have mentioned earlier that it's already mashed with lemon juice and some basil.
How many avocados do you think that was?
It was 3, so I used almost 2 now. Oops. How much lemon juice? 4. So this recipe calls for 4 lemon juice tablespoon. I used 2 only because I have already used some with the avocado. And Gail is gonna taste.
This is the best part.
Tony, how many servings of that per person if I'm having people over? Should I plan it?
How many serving?
Yeah, like if I'm having 4 people,
4 people, 2 cups are more than enough.
so half a cup of these.
Yeah, all depends if it's John, one of your visitors. You need more than 2 cups. So, how it tastes?
Oh, it's excellent. You definitely taste the basil. And of course, you get your healthy fat from the avocado.
Avocados, yeah. So how many flavors we still have? 2?
Yep, we have pistachio and we have roasted red pepper, which you're going to do next, right?
Yep.
Marlene was mentioning that she grows basil on her deck, and she's been wondering kind of what all she can use it for.
Yeah. So she,
A lot.
Yeah, you can make pesto, basil pesto.
Tomato soup. Tomato soup.
Yeah, always have to. You want to take that thing off, 'cause there's a lot underneath.
yeah, I will. Yep, chopped parsley. And here we go. So our fourth flavor is gonna be the red pepper. So you cut your red pepper in half and you will put them on a sheet. You can sprinkle some olive oil so like that they will not get burned, and put them in the oven for at least 45 minutes. So you get this like smoky flavor, and it will be easy for you to take the skin. You can still keep the skin because when you mix it, nothing is gonna show, but I prefer to take my skin out, okay? So, 1 cup roasted, 2 cloves. 350. Yep.
start with the salt and the garlic every single time? Why is that the first thing that we do?
Because if you keep your garlic till the end, it will be mixed with your mix, but not chopped, so it will stay big chunks. So it's better to start with the garlic and the salt. So okay.
What kind of wine would you pair?
Pardon?
What kind of wine would you pair?
Wine?
Tony thinks any kind of wine will do.
Yes. Or maybe orange juice.
Or orange juice. Jerry might know the answer to that one. Jerry's our wine person.
Yes. And let me put my lemon. Is it 4?
2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Color.
And you can smell.
Yeah,
Do you want to taste too?
of course. So now in terms of cost, when you buy this at the grocery store or you make it yourself, which is the more economical version?
It's more economical to make it at home because I did one time did my cost to see how much it will cost me to make two cups of hummus, maybe like 90 cents. Meanwhile, at the store, the smallest one, it's for like $4 maybe, $5, and it's not the same taste. So I had to buy it one time because I was a little bit lazy to make it at home, but I was at Costco and I was looking around like nobody to see me because Thank you. How it tastes?
Oh, it was excellent. Very flavorful, as you'll find out in a moment.
Tony, what do you do if you don't like garlic?
You can take the garlic out. Like I do remember my mom back home, sometimes she does it without garlic because not everybody likes garlic. And as well, you can do your recipe if you don't have a food processor. You can make it by hand, and this is the traditional way of baking it back home in Lebanon. A lot of people mix everything by hand, but you have to like overboil your chickpeas, and when it's hot, wait like only 10 minutes and start preparing your mix. So it will be easier for you to mix everything together, but it will not be smooth like that. You're gonna have like some chunks of chickpeas, with a lot of people like the texture.
So which is your favorite flavor, Tony?
The plain, and basically the last flavor that we're gonna do, the pistachio one, it has a really good flavor, good taste actually. So sparkle some. And the last flavors is gonna be pistachio and basil. So I'm gonna be using the pesto mix, because whenever you use the pistachio, your hummus is gonna be really thick. And this mix, basil mix here, the pesto, it makes your mix more, the texture more smooth. So as I mentioned before, since I'm gonna use the mix, so I'm gonna use only one garlic. So like that, it will not be garlicky. And the salt, it's gonna be a little bit, not that much. And then once we taste, we will see if it needs more salt or not. And my pistachio mix, not mix actually, it's only pistachios, and they are grounded, and they are the plain pistachios, not roasted. You can get the plain one and roast them, it gives more flavor, but I did not roast mine this time. in the same mixer. Yeah.
It's almost like a powder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You like how he measures?
There is no measuring now.
Tony just knows.
Pardon?
Sneaking in some extra things.
No, this is the basil, the pesto. Yeah. Would you like to taste?
You could do something like this for Christmas. You could do the green one.
I have done it.
And then you could do the red one.
Yeah, I have done it for Christmas before COVID. So I have done the same recipe.
Thank you. Oh, very good.
Which one was the best, Dale?
Between this one and the red pepper. Yeah, a lot of flavor. All of them are actually very good. I'm not so sure about a chocolate one though. I don't know. Yep. And your favorite is just the plain garlic one?
Yep,
Yeah? Is that because it's how you grew up, what you grew up with?
exactly.
Now some people put paprika on the top. Would you recommend that?
It's for decoration more than the taste. We clean it.
Does anybody else have any other questions so far?
Well, who's the manufacturer of the food process? The manufacturer of the food process.
It's
Who's the manufacturer of the food processor?
it's called RoboCoop. So this is the it's a professional one for like commercial for kitchens.
Commercial grade.
Tony,
Mm-hmm.
why do you pulverize each ingredient separately when you add them instead of putting 2 or 3 things or 4?
So like that, you will make sure that your mix will be blended properly.
Is there anything else in the tahini oil besides sesame seeds?
No. Tahini and basically the olive oil and the lemon juice.
Okay. Because I've never seen tahini so fluid. I usually buy it in a jar, and it's just sesame seeds, but it's hard,
Okay,
and I have to take it out and mix
so the brand that I use, it comes liquid. That's why I mentioned earlier the difference. What's manufactured here, the texture is different than what comes from overseas. So my jar that I buy, it's liquid, but on the bottom you find little bit of chunks. So that's why you have to shake it properly before you start using your tahini. And like that it will be mixed all together.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
and mix it up.
Yes, so like that you'll make sure that whatever in the bottom will be mixed properly with all the mix.
There's no way that we can get it that liquid.
Pardon?
There's no way that we can get it that liquid.
You can put it in the food processor and mix it properly and then put it back in the jar.
Why did you add tahini?
Pardon?
Why did you add tahini to the avocado hummus?
Because every,
It's not on the recipe.
yeah, so every hummus should contain tahini.
Pardon me?
All the hummus flavors should have tahini. Maybe we missed it on the recipe. Yeah, but all the mixes, this is like a base ingredient for all the recipes. And here we go. We have some bread, pita chips here, and some vegetables as well. And enjoy. Thank you. Welcoming, like, welcome to
Tony.
Cooking with Tony. No, really, we have to make a board.
Oh, yeah. We should.
With the easel.
Yeah, welcome to Tony. Welcome to Cooking with Tony. On the door there.
Yeah. Front of house manager.
If after 5 months you don't know what my title is, I should go home. Especially when I spend basically every day like 2 hours in your office.
Do you know what my title is?
You are the she's the executive director of this
Tony's.
Cooking with Tony. Of the foundation.
Yes, very good. He actually got, he's really capping the attitude of the stars.
John, I think you should be, listen, you can be sitting on this in between and like.
Want me to get up there?
Yeah.
I can get up there. I can do it.
I make hummus, I know it, so.
We'll see if you like his hummus.
So, can you hear me? Okay, my voice still the same.
Yeah, that's right. Can you hear the noise? It'd be better with that off. How do we turn it off? I don't know.
There is ice cream inside.
You have to leave it on.
It is what it is.
We'll do our best.
This is not a cooking studio.
Well, this is a professional.
She's underestimating my
abilities.
ability. Thank you so much.
I'm underestimating your
Hummus. Hummus.
Ayub. Ayub. Tony Ayub.
It's a job in the Bible.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me that. You give me all screwed.
So are we still waiting for more people? Of course.
Yes. Yeah, welcome everybody.
I think you should be here.
Like next to him, like next to
Over here.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I have to walk out. Is that okay if I just go that way then?
Yeah, just to walk out that way. And kind of like.
Hi there, everybody. Very happy to introduce our Cooking with Tony chef today, Tony Ayub. He's going to be our first, this is our pilot. I'm just practicing, by the way. This is our pilot Cooking with Tony show, and he's going to tell you all of the scrumptious things he's going to make today. So I'm Becky with the foundation. Should I say my whole name? I'm Becky Paskowski, the executive director of the foundation, and we are sponsoring this, and we hope that we have just delicious food to eat afterward, Tony.
Hummus.
It is hummus.
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 Hummus. Celeste should make a